Letter 16 to Thomas Pennant, Esquire, Selborne, April 18, 1768. Dear Sir, the history of the stone curlew, Chardrius oedicnemus, is as follows. It lays its eggs, usually 2, never more than 3, on the bare ground, without any nest in the field, so that the countryman, in stirring his fallows, often destroys them. The young run immediately from the egg like partridges, etc., and are withdrawn to some flinty field by their dam, where they skulk among the stones, which are their best security. For their feathers are so exactly of the colour of our grey-spotted flints, that the most exact observer, unless he catches the eye of the young bird, may be eluded. The eggs are short and round, of a dirty white, spotted with dark bloody blotches. Though I might not be able, just when I pleased, to procure you a bird, yet I could show you them almost any day, and any evening you may hear them round the village, for they make a clamour which may be heard a mile. Oedicnemus is a most apt and expressive name for them, since their legs seem swollen like those of a gouty man. After harvest I have shot them before the pointers in turnip fields. I make no doubt but there are 3 species of the willow wrens. 2 I know perfectly, but have not been able yet to procure the 3rd. No 2 birds can differ more in their notes, and that constancy, than those 2 that I am acquainted with. For the one has a joyous, easy, laughing note, the other a harsh, loud chirp. The former is every way larger, and 3/4 of an inch longer, and weighs 2 drams and a half, while the latter weighs but 2, so the songster is 1/5 heavier than the chirper. The chirper, being the first summer bird of passage that is heard, the wryneck sometimes excepted, begins his 2 notes in the middle of March, and continues them through the spring and summer, till the end of August, as appears by my journals. The legs of the larger of these 2 are flesh-coloured, of the less black. The grasshopper lark began his sibilous note in my fields last Saturday. Nothing can be more amusing than the whisper of this little bird, which seems to be close by, though at 100 yards distance, and when close at your ear is scarce any louder than when a great way off. Had I not been a little acquainted with insects, and known that the grasshopper kind is not yet hatched, I should have hardly believed but that it had been a locusta whispering in the bushes. The country people laugh when you tell them that it is the note of a bird. It is a most artful creature, skulking in the thickest part of a bush, and will sing at a yard distance, provided it be concealed. I was obliged to get a person to go on the other side of the hedge where it haunted, and then it would run, creeping like a mouse, before us for 100 yards together, through the bottom of the thorns, yet it would not come into fair sight. But in a morning early, and when undisturbed, it sings on the top of a twig, gaping and shivering with its wings. Mr. Ray himself had no knowledge of this bird, but received his account from Mr. Johnson, who apparently confounds it with the reguli non cristati, from which it is very distinct. See Ray's Philosophical Letters, page 108. The flycatcher, Stoparola, has not yet appeared. It usually breeds in my vine. The redstart begins to sing. Its note is short and imperfect, but is continued till about the middle of June. The willow wrens, the smaller sort, are horrid pests in a garden, destroying the peas, cherries, currants, etc., and are so tame that a gun will not scare them. A list of the summer birds of passage discovered in this neighborhood, ranged somewhat in the order in which they appear. Smallest willow wren, Motacilla trochilus. Wryneck, Lynx torquilla. House swallow, Hirundo rustica. Martin, Hirundo urbica. Sand martin, Hirundo riparia. Cuckoo, Cocculus canorus. Nightingale, Motacilla lucinia. Blackcap, Motacilla atricapilla. Whitethroat, Motacilla sylvia. Middle willow wren, Motacilla trochilus. Swift, Hirundo apus. Stone curlew, Charadrius aedicnemus. Turtle dove, Turtle aldrovandi. Grasshopper lark, Alauda trivalius. Landrail, Rallus crex. Largest willow wren, Motacilla trochilus. Redstart, Motacilla phoenicurus. Goatsucker or fern owl, Caprimulgus europaeus. Flycatcher, Musci cappa grisola. My countrymen talk much of a bird that makes a clatter with its bill against a dead bough, or some old pails, calling it a jar-bird. I procured one to be shot in the very fact. It proved to be the Seta europaea, the nuthatch. Mr. Ray says that the less spotted woodpecker does the same. This noise may be heard a furlong or more. Now is the only time to ascertain the short-winged summer birds. For, when the leaf is out, there is no making any remarks on such a restless tribe, and, when once the young begin to appear, it is all confusion. There is no distinction of genus, species, or sex. In breeding time, snipes play over the moors, piping and humming. They always hum as they are descending. Is not their hum ventriloquous, like that of a turkey? Some suspect it is made by their wings. This morning I saw the golden-crowned wren, whose crown glitters like burnished gold. It often hangs like a titmouse, with its back downwards. Yours, etc., etc.